Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I'm just sitting here in my robe drinking my morning coffee looking sexy as hell as usual. And for those of you who say I don't look sexy as hell when I do these videos in my robe, nobody cares what you think. I didn't ask you shit. Now, this morning, something I was thinking about, and it's something I see a lot in the community, and I think it's time for me to just be brutally honest and tell people the truth. And I know people are going to argue, they're going to get mad. I'm going to catch a little bit of flack from some of the juice heads. And people are going to say, well, there are exceptions to the rule, and that is true. There are exceptions to every rule. But just because there's exceptions doesn't make it not true. And that truth is that juice heads lie about their doses. They lie about what they take. I've been watching this for 18 years. And it's always funny because we have people who come out in the community and they admit to their gear use sometimes. They admit publicly that they either used to use gear and maybe they just cruise on a little bit now, or that they're using gear. They talk about their doses. And everyone talks about, wow, this guy, he's so honest, because we are used to that. Everybody is used to hundreds and hundreds of fake natties running around screaming about how they're natural, how they don't use gear when they clearly do. And so when someone actually tells you the truth, it's a breath of fresh air. But here's the problem. When you are a juice head, because of the public stigma, and in many cases the public laws, you spend many years of your life living a lie, having to look other people in the eyes and lie to them, either to keep your job, to not upset your mother or your grandmother, not upset your partner, not get thrown off your team, not get arrested. You essentially, when it comes to your gear, a juice head has to become, at some point, generally they have to become a chronic liar. And that's something that's very hard to let go of. And what you oftentimes have happen, let's say, for example, a juice head is going to run on a blast a gram of testosterone. A gram, 1,000 milligrams is a nice round number. And that's what they're planning on running for their blast. They start their blast. But what they will tell everybody is that they're on 500 milligrams. So why do they do that? One, because of the habitual lie. But two, they want people to think their genetics are better than they are. Others think that they train harder than they do, and they might bust their ass and be the hardest training guy in the world, but they want the other people, who either the non-juice heads and the juice heads alike, to think that there's something special about how they train, that maybe they're working a little harder and they make those results on half the gear that they really use. So they will tell you, I'm on 500 milligrams. And they'll say it honest, look you dead in the eyes, because a juice head has had to spend most of their gear days lying about what they use anyways. It comes natural. But here's the part to where the juice head will lie to themselves, because they will run around telling everyone else they're on 500 milligrams. They have in their mind 1,000 milligrams. But let's say the juice head's running a long chain ester like test sip, or maybe even sustanon, and he wants to pen that once a week. So he does a Saturday injection every week, and because it's probably around 4 milliliters, he goes and buys a 5 milliliter syringe, because you can't get a 4 milliliter syringe. You can get a pair of 2.5, and you can do one in each butt cheek. But if he wants to do all of it in one shot, he'll go buy a bunch of 5 milliliter syringes, because they don't come in 4. Because most pharma grade test is around 250 milligrams per milliliter. And a juice head will draw up into that 5 milliliter syringe. He'll draw up his 4 milliliters. That's his gram. But what a juice head will do is that he will look down at that syringe, and something will catch his attention. Because a juice head is addicted to his gains. Juice heads aren't addicted to the drugs. They're not addicted to the steroids or the testosterone. They're addicted to the gains that they give. And a juice head will look down and he'll stare at that syringe, and he will look at that empty milliliter. And that empty milliliter in that 5 milliliter syringe will eat at him. Because what he will say in his mind is, you know, why does a syringe have a 5 milliliter mark on it? It's meant to hold 5, not 4. And he will think about the gains. And that's what will burrow into his brain. He'll look at that and think about just that little bit of extra gains. If he just fills that syringe up to where it's supposed to be, they made it 5 milliliters for a reason. And he will go ahead and draw up that extra milliliter. So that gram turns into 1250. And he'll pin it, and he'll tell himself that he's using a gram and just a little more to fill the space. So in his own mind, he's on a gram when he's on 1.25 grams. And while he's telling everybody else, he's on 500 milligrams. And that is the mentality of a juice head. So when you think that your friend or some person on the internet or whoever it is honest with you about their drug doses, stop and step back and go, well, wait a minute. Is that really the mentality of a juice head to tell me the truth? Maybe he's not even telling himself the truth about what he's on. Alright guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.